Good morning, everyone. Just gotta put my mic on here. Let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths, and I want you to hold them each time, but really deep breaths. I want you to feel the oxygen going into every extremity of your body, your hands, your toes, the top of your head, the tip of your ears. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Let all the stuck energy and trauma leave your body. Sending lots of love and healing, and so it is. Okay, we're going to roll the die for the twin flames today. What's up for the twin flames? Okay, we have the number 6. We have the sun. And we have Pisces. Okay. Okay, so the sun is also Leo. The number 6 is also the 6th house, which is Virgo, but it's also the lovers, which is Gemini, but they're both Mercury. So it's bringing up Mercury as well, around the Mercury, the retrograde energies. The sun of Leo, as we're in Cancer right now, right, the sign before Leo, and then we have Pisces. So let's see how all that plays out right now. I'm not sure the aspecting around Pisces right now. But let me show you first the pictures, and then we're going to get right into it. These are quick reads today. All right, this is the Union read, the 4D, 5D, 6D, the Divine Feminine on the left, the Divine Masculine on the right, the bridge between them in the middle, the incoming Divine Feminine, the outgoing Divine Masculine, the underlying energies here of the Emperor, which is reason, and the closing energies over here of the Knight of Swords. And then the read in front of you is here, the full 7-deck read. And I also wanted to show you a picture of, so I showed you a picture of a baby praying mantis yesterday inside of a flower plant, like a tiny, tiny little praying mantis. I can't believe I even saw it because it's so tiny and thin. But I also saw a drop of water that looked like an orb, and just the green of the plant was so amazing. But I wanted to show you too this close-up of the orb, because it literally, I have to show you what it looks like. So this is a picture of the orb, or the reflection off the water. This was a tiny drop of water on the plant behind that tiny praying mantis, and look how beautiful it is. But it looks like a horse being over here and a duck being over here, like wizards, admiring their creation in a pool of, beautiful green and orb light. So it's really cool. And let's get going here. So the Union read. I actually want to pull, I'm going to pull a Lenormand card first. For the twin flames, what do we need to know going into this read? All right, 2 cards came up, the snake and the time. So this is like that enemy, so watch out. And maybe you feel like time is your energy, that time's not on your side. And that's so weird. I just watched Collateral Beauty, and in the movie, time is one of the letters that he wrote in dealing with his psychosis, so to speak. All right, so What is your issue with time? This also has to do with the timeline's collapse, and and the enemy over here trying to. Oops, sorry about that. And the enemy trying to cause that from not happening. So we have the 7, and the 7 is the Chariot, 37 is the King of Cups. And also this snake is in, like the Garden of Eden, it's in an apple tree. Oh, that's so weird, because I just showed you the praying mantis inside the flower plant. And this is a close-up of the snake inside the apple plant. So, yeah. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. So what is that from, too? That's a movie. I feel it's like eerily in the background. What movie am I thinking of? Time is on my side. But it's like in an eerie way. There's a movie, a very specific movie. Let me know what that is, because I can't remember. But that might have something to do with this message here. This also has to do with the timelines regarding Adam and Eve and coming full circle. And you see how the snake is almost making it 8, but it has to grab its tail like the Kundalini around the world. It needs to collapse the timelines and close to make the 8, which is like 2 circles of the masculine and the feminine. So it's very interesting here, because this is talking about the 4D bridge, the rainbow bridge, and how for the twins, it's not just a circle around the earth, it's actually the 8 of 2 circles for the masculine and the feminine, but they got to catch their tail first. Very interesting there. The bottom of the deck is the anchor, so needing to anchor in, right? Find your spot, your stability, your place you want to be. And there seems to be an ocean there, because there's seagulls all over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seagulls. And the number 35, which is the wounded warrior. And that, I'm getting the feeling of being lost at sea as well, right? People who are shipped across the sea, and how many lives were lost in the old days, when ships were lost at sea, or people, were tossed off the ship for whatever reasons. And you see what's underneath the anchor is the man, like, who's bothered by his past, whatever's gnawing at him regarding, having lost his anchor, having lost his stability, lost his true north. And there's a letter here, and there's a commitment as well. Someone might have left to go on a journey to become independent, may have gone out on their own, and just left a letter and pissed him off, which is eating away at him, and him needing to find his anchoring again. So let's see what happens with this. All right, so we have the union read, which is at 858. 8 is the strength card, 58 is the 4 of swords, the connection of the 5D. And again, the 8, which was just coming up with the snake, being like the Kundalini rainbow bridge, but instead of 1 circle around the earth, it's 2 circles of the divine masculine and the divine feminine that still needs to close the gap and seal it up. Needs to seal the union. Needs to seal the deal. Now I'm getting Sex in the City when Big proposes to Carrie for the 2nd time, where he has to use a ring to seal the deal. So we have the union read, 45D60. The reason is the underlying energy, or the Emperor. The central energy, the 10 of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is the closing energy here. So the Emperor in pain, passing the 5D message. Reason tossing in the towel and giving it a final rest. Ending pain or clearing the air. Lineup of salt and then sending it on its way. The incoming divine feminine is the King of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. The King of Swords in the divine masculine's heart, in the Batcave, tempted to play ball, with the powers that be playing go fetch to lead them astray. Give a dog a bone. The Emperor to the King of Swords, retreating to cave to collect more truth. Very masculine read today. And the Aries energy was coming up here, and also the elementals. And the 4D was Indigo, the King of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles of the Divine Feminine Indigo, proposal, Divine Masculine with breakthrough, of a diamond to offer, and there's you needing something to seal the deal with carry and big. So again, the Divine Feminine Indigo proposal, the Divine Masculine with breakthrough of diamond to offer, bridging with the King of Cups, reflection of eyes pooling in unconditional love. The 5D here is the 6 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. The Divine Feminine leads 5 in a V, making lights flicker, the Divine Masculine hiding by the creek or the river, blinded to the light, bridging by ending pain, of leading and hiding, just being in the middle. Doctor as patient, or making the worst ones, or revisiting an oath of do no harm. 6D here is alchemy, 9 of Swords, and the Page of Wands. The Divine Feminine alchemy, patient and balanced, with the Page of Wands child, expecting to be doted on or idolized, bridging underground or by going underground in the woods out of the sun. What is considered loving in the 4D can be considered excruciating in the 5 or 6D, because you're much more sensitive in your high vibration. The Divine Feminine, rebel without a cause. I was just getting a course as well, rebel without a course. So rebel without a cause, proposing back in the saddle with higher love. The Divine Masculine, diamond in the rough, released from mutual or mental prison, only to pick up a mask again and deal with infection or inflection or burning desire. The bridge here is the King of Cups, ending pain for bliss through release. The outgoing Divine Masculine is transition, King of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles. The transition portal to the King of Wands shaman and crystal work, passing messages to whomever will listen, ending a pain cycle in death or end, dark night or transformation. 3 kings and an emperor here. The King of Pentacles is not present, however. The Divine Feminine here is Aries, with Aries, Gemini or Virgo, and Sagittarius, along with the King of Swords. The Divine Masculine has Scorpio on his side, along with the Page of Wands, King of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. My 3 sons comes up here, as well as one with a mask, or indigo with a mask, and a messenger of truth. So that could be 5 children as well coming up. And then we have the number grid for this read, which is all about the number 52, which is the Queen of Swords. The horizontal pillars came out to 9, 24, and 19, which is the Hermit, the Queen of Wands, and the Sun. The vertical pillars came up to 9, 1, 6, 19, 9, and 8, which is the Hermit, the Magician, the Lovers, the Sun, the Hermit, and the Strength card going into the Queen of Swords. So alone, the Queen of Wands, energized by the Queen of Swords, or a professional advises the Queen of Wands to expose the Queen of Swords. Virgo and Leo come up on that side. And then the Hermit and Magician, or manifesting Lovers, exposing Hermit's strength to the Queen of Swords, or Lovers energizing the Hermit's strength to the Queen of Swords. And there's Virgo and or Gemini and Leo on this side as well. So Virgo and Leo on both sides there. As we are in Cancer right now, going into Leo next season. And remember, the 12th sign before your sun sign is a time for putting things away, right? It's like the 9, the ending energy, even though it's the 12, which is a higher octave of 9. It's a spiritual time to put away things that no longer serve you. So it's hard to go forward in a 9. It may be uncomfortable at times. It's 10:04 on the clock, which is message received. And yeah, it was just 14:30 on this clock, which is the Temperance card and the 30 of the union of the higher love. Message received. So the Syrian Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 9:51 last night. 9 is the Hermit, 51 is the, and by the way, that union read was 8 o'clock at night, not in the morning, so it was last night. This deck was cut at 9:51, which is the Hermit and the King of Swords. And then that's so weird because ES came up at 10:04, and I just told you it was 10:04 on the clock. So 10:04 again, message received with ES, which is the spelling for S and Sophia, but it's also the reflection of 32. If you flip it around, it's actually, 23. It's actually the reflection of 23, and which is the King of Wands. And there's always this thing between the King of Swords and the King of Wands. I was watching a series called Black Earth Rising, which was actually really good. And Eve came, the mother's name was Eve. And it always sounds like they're referring to her as E. So the E in Eve is coming up again, and we just saw the serpent in the Garden of Eden. So Eve is definitely coming up here with Adam and Eve. But it's funny because the other character there was Alice. So Alice and Eve instead of Adam and Eve were coming up. So there could be a feminine twin relationship that's in focus here for you, or a message for someone. I finished clarifying this read at 10:20, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, 20 of Judgment. And the major arcana here were Guidance, which is the Hierophant, the Star, Luna, which is the Moon, Solar Deity, which is the Sun, so the Sun and the Moon coming up here, and the stars. Before the read was Karma, or Judgment, and the Shadow, or Devil. And after the read, the Higher Self, or High Priestess, and the Indigo, or Magician. So there were 3 pentacles, 1 sword, 2 cups, 1 wand. The only court cards in the read were the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. So there's 3 of them. Knight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and Page of Wands. The 9 of Cups, also here, can be a character. And then before the read, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands came up. So we have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, so two queens, and then a Knight of Swords and a Page of Wands. The numbers were all about the double 7. That was the only double number here. 77 is the Sovereign, the 9 of Pentacles. And we also had the numbers 34, which is the 8 of Wands, and the 9 of the Hermit. So the energetic exchange between the Sovereign and the Hermit. 47 of the 7 of Cups are the synchronicities seen. The 79 of the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, or the other side of the bridge. And we also have here 13 of the Death or Transition card. The 46 of the 6 of Cups, the Children in the Garden, are loving each other. The 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the Loyal Humble Servant. The 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, the Dream Family at the end of the deck. The 89 of the Reflection of Phi, which is, 98 is human temperature, 89 is the expansion, either above or below of that, and always coming back to center again. And the code line here is all about the number 16, which is the Tower, coming from 9 and 7, which is the Hermit and the Chariot, which is also Virgo and Cancer, and then the 16 being Scorpio. So we have the code line all about surrender and nature, and those 2 words were broken up into surrender and natu and re. So the code line was definitely about, the focus here was the 7 of Crystals, the Divine Feminine's Heart, and the E Tower. So here's the E coming up again, and then also the Solar Deity, which is the Sun, of course, but also it is a deity. It's something to be worshipped. The Sun worship, the Sun worshippers come up. And also the Re, which is a shaman energy. So Ms. Addie also coming up here, Ms. Addie, and the 9, or the Hermit, the collective consciousness, the wise one, and then the Queen wise one. So there's very much a masculine and feminine, both coming up as wise ones. The Queen more clear, the masculine more of the collective, right? So it's the clairvoyant, and then the collective, and a timeout in the Divine Feminine's Heart in the E Tower with the Sun worshipping shaman. And that points to nature as well, and the surrender of nature. So Mary, Sophia also both coming up as the mother energies. Mary and Sophia aid the Hermit Queen to the nth degree, or that can be the Hermit and the Queen, or the Hermit Queen, to the nth degree, reaping the Divine Feminine's Heart in the E Tower with the Leo King, the Sun Riddle. Also Masters of Science, aiding the Wise One, the Hermit, Queen, or Sage at break, right? So on break, with the divine feminine's heart in the E-Tower and sun worshippers, where they fly into a frenzy or rage. And this was a part in the series last night that corresponded with this, was where someone was being, it was political, and there was a couple people that were executed by, by the bad guys coming in, not wanting them to talk. So this is that energy of flying into a rage. And just before that, there were two younger guys who were supposed to do the kill, and they abandoned it because they didn't want to harm the young people that had walked in. So they left the scene, and they ended up getting killed as well for not following through with the why can't I think of the word? The assassination, I suppose. So the energy again of, oh, that's interesting, of the Masters of Science, because in that scene there was a bunch of students who were coming in to watch a legal proceeding. Maybe they were in a master's program. So they learned more than they bargained for in that lesson that day, because that's where, outside of that place was where all the killings happened. So that's it as far as the messages from the code line today. But surrender and nature were broken down into surrender, which is Natu, and which was Seren and Dur, which came out to be a beating that's painfully obvious, or an indication of stupidity. That's surrender. Again, a beating or a spanking. This is someone who murmurs all the time, quietly but constantly, that falls painfully obvious or is an indication of stupidity. That's surrender. And then nature comes up as, surrender also comes up as to grieve, which is a disease of fever, weakness, and lethargy, and murmuring constantly at the end of the journey. Is coming up as the definition of surrender. I'm going to say it again. To grieve, which is coming up as a disease of fever, weakness, and lethargy, and a murmuring constantly at the end of a journey. So kind of like talking to yourself, mumbling to yourself, which is so funny. That's what my son, whenever he leaves a disagreement with me, he'll go back to his room and he's talking out loud to himself because he's mad at me. It's really funny. And I'll say, what? And he's like, nothing. So funny. So then nature comes up as literally Natu and Ari, which literally means born again, arisen again, birthed again, or redoing your childhood. That's nature. All right, that's the balancing out. So we start with the guidance card upright, and beneath it was Karma, Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles upright, and then Queen of Wands reversed and Shadow reversed. And by the way, if you can hear any of the banging outside, they're still cutting apart the tree in my next door neighbor's yard. So it's loud for me. I don't think it's loud for you. So let me know if that's an issue. So karma, judgment, announcement, a wake up to the truth of the King of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Wands reversed, with chaos and detoxing of commitment, guidance, and the powers that be, reaping the rewards of the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dysfunction or loss, or misappropriations, without peace, the King of Cups looking back or down at a bold move to move, travel, or ascend to new information and clarity about a situation. And that was interesting too, because in the series last night, it was all about getting to the truth, trying to pin someone for a killing when they had nothing to do with it at all. And the games that the two sides play to make their perspective the truth, even though it really wasn't, because they had to lie in order to get that done, the perspective they were trying to relay. So at 12:14 last night, I heard what sounded like a shot behind the house. behind my house. And of course, people put fireworks off all the time, but it was just one shot. So it felt like it was a shot fired behind the house. I don't know if it might have been in the TV, the series that I was watching. I don't think it was. But it's like, how do you know what to do? Like, even if I really thought it was a gunfire, I wouldn't be able to tell them where it came from because it just sounded like it was behind my house. And if it did go off like that, there would be someone next door or across the street from that fire who would have been able to call because they would have been able to pinpoint exactly where it came from. Or, would you call something on something with really nothing and then wasting the time of the police who may have been needed elsewhere? So there's all these different perspectives on how something happens, right? So, and was it a misfire? Was it a car misfiring? Was it an accidental shot or sound, at 12:14? So 12 is the hangman, 14 is the temperance, which is higher love. Seeing a new perspective on something. And in other words, putting positive attention or a positive twist on the situation to create a positive timeline instead of a negative one, which you may be assuming. The Six of Cups upright, loving, hardworking at night, a powerless emperor or dependent of emperor. The Page of Swords reversed with rumors or clearly an energetic exchange. Back from the country for questioning, speaking out of turn, a blanket of moss, cross-examination, gives guidance to the emperor. The Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, and the Six of Cups upright, the innocents loving each other, dropping the facade or the act of the emperor, flushing out the bugs, the dirt, the trash that have been brought inside, and now cleaning them out. At 12:37, which is the hangman and the King of Cups, which is also unconditional love, cleaning up the mess that had been brought into their world. Calling in the soulmate, and beneath that chemistry, with the Death card reversed, down for the kill, the Knight of Cups upright, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the Knight of Wands upright, 3 nights in a row, which coming from last night, which was the 28th, would be then the 29th to the 30th to the 31st, which is ending out the month of June. After transition and offer of love, without time, money, and effort, the Knight of Wands rescue, no longer castrated by marking their territory, got trapped in a fire or in the range of fire. When it all went down, only one was rescued. 3 knights, 2 good, 1 man down, detoxing, with Scorpio and Capricorn both reversed, as well as Aquarius, Taurus, Cancer, and Aries upright here, Gemini and Virgo reversed, and then spirituality with the number 77, which is the sovereign, and beneath it was music of 32, which is the journey, the music of the journey, the music of the spheres. We have the secret passion here at home in union, coming out after death, choosing a path of inner strength. Leo, wondering why the world is as it is, and the Hierophant perfectly happy, controlling others, playing the game. The path of the Lion King, and this was very important here, the path of the Lion King, the one who controls the lion wins. The one who walks the path is free. And then I am free. The and the Virgo, Scorpio were reversed, and Leo and Taurus is upright. I was just losing my voice with Virgo and Scorpio reversed. Leo and Taurus upright here, I am free. Hierophant and Hierophant guidance in energetic exchange with the Emperor detoxed from the evil elite magician reversed. Patience in a female power and the loyal humble servant, a higher love of women in power with a good man at their side. Going forward after this read was the energy of standing up for self, being adamant in your truth, the King of Wands recovering with new passion to offer love and be love, and even a bigger offer of love to hold on and save and be grounded, an offer of a new life dropping the facade of marriage, commitment, religion, establishment, and Taurus, with the Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help or an opportunist with secret passion or no integrity, and injustice for all with freedom for none, at 1 of 13, which is the magician and death, or transition. So religion versus tainted justice, or Taurus upright versus Libra reversed. In the recent past is the Queen of Pentacles upright synchronicities in front of a guard with a love offer close behind, from overworking at night or with Cancer to stand up for themselves and make announcements. The Nine of Cups upright and the World upright, with satisfaction with the world, the cycle complete, and the Divine Feminine with the Page of Cups upright and a message of love to a prisoner who may be weak. With anxiety and needing courage, the foundation here is the Knight of Swords reversed, being guided to keep quiet about a Hierophant or marriage in disconnect or at a distance, and the patient angel coming full circle in their awakening. The central energy of the star upright, healing, dreaming, a shining hope, waking people up to end their emotional cycle of unhappiness, of suffering in silence, or dealing with a sister, or going crazy and powerless with no peace. The challenge being the Divine Feminine's heart, in the E-Tower presenting the truth and coming clean, refusing to move or budge, working hard to resist the Knight of Wands upright, rushing in sexually, with the King of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Swords reversed, recovering from exile of secret passion. At 125, which is the Magician and the Knight of Wands, awake and caught with their pants down, refusing to wake up, and that could be caught in the woods as well, refusing to wake up, the King of Wands, an affectionate man, starting over awake with patient angel, Knight of Wands rushing in from the Queen of Cups with love, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, the family, business, or community of dysfunction or loss, and the Queen of Swords reversed, offering, who is off the hook because now the worst is over. Now is the Three of Cups upright, the reunion of the wounded warrior in surrender, to move or visit or away from that Ten of Pentacles dysfunctional family or family with loss, dumping emotional attachments, now the worst is over, or EAs, with the Hierophant or marriage, the truth now given to the Page of Wands reversed. And that could be an arrest for someone as well. The Divine Feminine in the 5D world in a losing battle of heartbreak and disappointment, a group offering big money or time, money, and effort or a new life to return good karma as the wheel turns forward for the Queen of Pentacles upright needing to be strong, no longer tackling the beast or the boar, fending off unwanted advances of the Page of Wands reverse, trying to close the distance gap with dependent or powerless, but no longer obsessing. Passion offered from a guilty place of lovers not talking or spreading rumors after death or in a near-death experience that is now over. Soon is Luna, the night, or Cancer coming together, missing the Page of Cups with the Page of Pentacles reversed, with the Empress upright, the injustice of travels or a journey to the Queen of Cups, with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family or ending an emotional cycle of unhappiness, with synchronicities and options and heaven in her eyes and in her heart, being able to help out the Page of Pentacles reversed Taurus, seeing synchronicities of Libra reversed and or injustice. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the Four of Pentacles upright, the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, starting over, prisoners of love in the 5D connection, detoxing the King of Swords reverse his choices of path and given another chance. The energetic exchange in a losing battle between them and the playfulness coming up here, the codependency, as well as true love and trust, which is all about the situation calling for you to have faith. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Nine of Cups upright, satisfied, happiness, there could be a little arrogance there, as the King of Wands star is in the sun and walking away when needed, or kids are, or he is Leo and fully exposed, and the block here for the twins is the sun worshippers, the journey to the Queen of Cups holding on, the worshiper of Jesus on the cross, which was Mary Magdalene, the nature coming up as well as surrender, also even more so relationship change overall, and pride. The Queen of Swords reversed in sudden jealous rage, and the Page of Wands reversed freeing themselves from the Queen of Wands reversed, who's arrogant or overconfident in themselves, or the Queen of Swords reversed versus the Queen of Wands reversed, with Aries and Sag and Scorpio all upright, and the Page of Wands reversed not sharing their issues at work or school or debt, inequity, and secret passion, rising above drama to tango with flame, insecure, unable to manifest a prisoner's escape, or coming clean or cleaning up the act. Guidance to hold their tongue, or an announcement from the Divine Masculine, who's satisfied with the Queen of Pentacles star, and the challenge being the Divine Feminine's heart at night and day. It's actually, I'm sorry, the challenge is the Divine Feminine's heart, and the central energy is the star, right? So the challenge for the star is the Divine Feminine's heart, which also could be an Aquarius energy, the star. The Divine Feminine's heart day and night, which is also the sun and the moon, is Leo and Cancer, which is also can be the sun and the mother and son. The Divine Feminine's heart night and day, coming together with the Page of Wands reversed, imbalanced with no intuition. The drama queen who may be manipulative, holding them prisoner. With guidance, Taurus of the Queen, or the Queen of Pentacles, who is Taurus, or married to two people here, or verbally abusive or silent star. I might be getting a silent film here as well, I don't know why. But healer, dreamer, and challenged by the silent film has to do with clairvoyance. So silent films, clairvoyance, seeing pictures in your head of black and white films. So Taurus guidance, or the Queen of Pentacles, who may be a Taurus, or married to two people with verbally abusive energy here, or the silent star, the film star, or, like I said, clairvoyance, of the healer and the dreamer, or the dream state. The challenge being the Divine Feminine coming together in joy. And at 149, which is the Magician and the Nine of Cups, the Divine Masculine's heart at night, in his subconscious, satisfied with sunshine or southern exposure, but yet frustrated, uninspired, with debt to secret passion, rising above the drama, indigo reversed without the tools to deal with anxiety and fears of imprisonment, at 151, which is the Magician, King of Swords. Okay, so that was the read. So let's go ahead and pull some oracles. All right, so we're going to go to the Animal Spirit deck first. So again, for the dice, Pisces and 6, which I was just getting Pisces and Virgo because they're on the same axis, and then Leo of the Sun, which is coming up as the mother and son as well, because 6 is also love, family, and community, very much about some mother energy, and Pisces as well. So there's mother and son energy for sure coming up here, as I just talked about my son. And that's funny. Okay, so from the Animal Spirit deck, and it's 10:28 on the clock. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 28 is the Twins, the choice of path, and 38:48 on this clock, which is it's the Queen of Cups, and the Walking Away Within. And that just came up. Cosmic Egg, the end of the deck. This is the crowning moment, right? It's the crown chakra, wrapping it all up. See? The 40 bridge of the snake went all the way around the earth, or the egg, and now the color has left the snake and has gone into the earth, into the collective consciousness to wake up and go. Now the whole planet's on the rainbow bridge, the 4th density. And now the kundalinis wrap themselves around the world. And we also have the crow here. Again, there's the earth in the rainbow bridge now. Ta-da! That's what I'm getting. So funny. All right, so then the snake turns into the crow as the protector of the earth. So instead of the rain in Spain is mainly on the plain, which came up yesterday. Instead of that being on the earth, the sadness of the earthlings, now the earthlings are awakening, and dispelling all of that negative dark energy. It's leaving the planet. This can be also the dark energies like moving to Mars and things like that. Like moving they have to get off because they can't handle the light energy anymore. It's dispelling the negative energies, the dark entities. They can't handle that light. All right, so these two guys want to come up too, and there's the Lion King I was just talking about, right? So the one who tames the Lion King, ends up being the winner. That's the masculine ego, right? But the one who follows their path was the message it comes up as the one who is free. There's the turtle, right? They take forever, and they tell, it's like, go away, I'm doing my thing. The one who follows their path, no matter what, is the one who ends up being free. Very interesting how that confirmed that message there. Very cool. The bottom of the deck there, guys, is the two swans. It came up like that yesterday, too. The reflection of the swans, the loving swans. They're beautiful within and without. And they always have full faith in each other as they, entwine their necks together. But they also, what came up in my harmonic egg experience about the swans was that when they hit an obstacle, they both go on either side of the obstacle, but they have full faith that they will come back together on the other side. They never waver in their faith. So that was very interesting. And we have the dragonfly behind that too, which I always talk about the dragonflies because they mate into a heartbeat, which is such a profound symbolism there, right? Two as one. Two is making me want to cry. Two hearts that beat as one. Our lives have just begun. And I was also getting twins, right? Because they have twin wings as well, right? There's twins on both sides, and then the twin swans. And I was getting that this morning in my meditation I was doing for a client. Twins are really coming up big time. But there's something else that wanted to come up too, and I can't think of what it is. All right, we'll see if it comes. I was seeing the bee. The bee is behind the dragonfly, and I was noticing how they show off different things, right? The bee looks very heavy and tired, and he's got these little wings who are always working so hard, but showing off their light here, right? Whereas the dragonfly is showing off their tail and their wings. This one is showing off their light, right? He works very hard to keep himself up in the air. But this one's light as a feather, and they show off their tail. And that could be just the energy of different people, right? The storyteller, the one who just likes to keep their head down to their nose to the grindstone and work very hard. And then here are the lovers of the twins that can be expressed in many different ways. And then we have the otter before that too, which we see the same kind of energy with the bee and the otter. They're both expressing that same loving, friendly energy. But the dragonfly might just be more of the blue side, right? But there's blue and green in his wings. You see how they all come together in different ways? And then the swan is pure with all of the blue, green, and yellow on the outside. And you notice how all that have the same coloring here. And the cards are not all the same coloring. All right, this is the underlying energy of the golden blue rays. Very beautiful. All right, let's see what the Journey of Love has to say for you guys. So I guess the question remains, do you want to win or do you want to be free? All right, for the Journey of Love. Journey of Love. The bride offers herself. 43 is the Three of Cups coming together. That's definitely a union energy. It looks like she's standing inside the vortex, saying, like the charioteer, in this deck, saying, what the heck's taken so long? Like her arms are both out saying, what the heck? I'm here. All this turbulence around me. It's supposed to be nice and clear for me, but no one was here to clean up before I got here. What's going on? The bride's offering herself. And she is the moon of the 21, which is the world, completion. She's complete within herself. So it doesn't matter what turbulence is going on around her, this is how she feels inside. And then there's the cloak, and that's very much of the Jesus energy. And I love this purple too. I guess it's like a periwinkle. It's beautiful. Against the gold there. The 50 of complete emotional fulfillment. There's one more card that wants to show itself. And wouldn't you know, it's the swan. All right, so it's representing the swans, right? The bride offers herself, that she is the moon, the cloak, and, right, the cloak of protection, which was kind of like in that picture I showed you in the beginning of the shot of the horseman and the duckman admiring their creation. And the horseman seemed to have a cloak around him. But it's of this beautiful color of periwinkle and yellow, like that Mary Magdalene yellow. It's like the royalty of Jesus and the Mary Magdalene buttercup yellow. You just want to eat the colors. They're so like yummy. The swan and the black and white of the purity of love. There's something else that was coming up in the words here. Oh, it's coming up as the Sophia. You see that? See, the first word here, the S, is the Sophia. And the swan. The Sophia, the cloak, and the swan. So he covers her. And you... What's the word? I was just saying it the other day. When a man... If a man could be... This isn't what time I'd be with you. Tomorrow and today. And you come and pour yourself on me. That's the line I was trying to think of. You come and pour yourself on me. It's like the Sophia is the cloak pouring herself on the swan. You come and pour yourself on me. And you and I... Anyway, you can look up this song. Is that Bread? I'm blanking out. But anyway, that's what's coming up. It's really beautiful. You come and pour yourself on me. If a man could be two places at one time, I'd be with you tomorrow and today, beside you all the way. And when my life is running dry, you come and pour yourself. Anyway, that's where we fly up to the sky and go away. I'm blanking out on the words. But you get the energy. This is so loving, beautiful energy. And also, as I was looking at the words here, too, something was coming up. Where was that? Oh, I think it was from these guys here. I was noticing the words when these three cards were up. Because B and Dre was coming up. B, the dragon, and the swan. And notice that dragon is drag on and fly. And this is also Doctor. B, Dr. Swan. There you go. B, Dr. Swan. Okay. The twin swans, the Paramahamsa in love. You're the doctors of love. Oh, that's so weird. I was just getting Obi Kenobi. Look, because Obi Dr. Swan. And O is also the human embodiment of source, also the space between. And OB, somebody might be pregnant, because that's an OB. And Dr. Swan, okay? Look, the bee's looking kind of heavy there. And the otter's noticing. Hi, bee, you're looking kind of heavy there. He's looking kind of heavy because he's been watching the dragonflies mate in that heart pulse as two, as one. And it's making them lonely for their partner. Aw. All right, so let's see what this one has to say. The bride offers herself, 43. It's 50-50 on this clock. 50-50, but also that's the 10 of Cups times 2. It's 10:40 on the clock, which is a turn for the better. And the Page of Cups just turned to the Ace of Cups. So let's see what 43 says. The bride offers herself. There's a sacred offering taking place, an offering of the divine feminine. She is offering herself to the mystery unfolding. This may manifest in a physical way, in that a woman of great feminine wisdom is offering herself to you in friendship, love, spiritual companionship, or service in some way. This may manifest in a spiritual gift from the Divine Mother in the form of a life circumstance or situation, whether it's immediately recognized as a gift or not. To accept this offering as a bridegroom, accepting his bride with love, reverence, and respect, will bring good fortune. This oracle offers you a message. Accept what is being offered now, whether through challenge or an easing of the way forward. There is a gift of grace from the Divine Feminine reaching for you now. Allow her in and be blessed. This oracle also heralds a time of importance in relationship. You have been revealing yourself and not being afraid of who and what you are, sharing yourself in willingness to connect. Your vulnerability and beauty is acknowledged and will attract the response you need at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Every bride shall have her bridegroom. How careful we must be close. And B comes up there again. How careful we must be close. How fragile we must feel. How sad not to be when someone is real. To say approach with caution when we already know that inside there's a likeness and experience goes slow. And the next page is the Rings of Time. So yeah, that's a really beautiful message for you guys. Make sure to drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and do what your guidance tells you as the last word always. Rise and be love.